Welcome to Proof Live, where booze brands in the right hands. On a quest for the best tipple and toast with the most exciting and respected bottlings. Competing for the 100-point Perfect Score Century Award and the double gold and a spot on the top shelf to be sipped, shaken, stirred, and celebrated. Slide up to the bar with the biggest names in the spirits game as they clink glasses with your hostess, legendary connoisseur Jennifer English, for intimate conversations, live tastings, product launches, and the happiest hour there is. Now, broadcasting live from the commodious confines of the Swanky Proof Saloon, where the liquid elite meet, here is your hostess, the Madam of Manhattans, the Duchess of Daiquiris, the Queen of Conviviality, your hostess, James Beard Award winner, Jennifer English.
Cheers, everyone. This is a cheers and a toast of gratitude to all the men and women in service. If you are a veteran, if you've been in service to your country or your county, your state, your city, or your community, this is a show we're going to dedicate to you because our guests today have dedicated their product that we're going to introduce you to exactly the people that have been in service. I'm going to raise this glass, and this is actually a cherry bomb, and I'll tell you more about it in a few minutes. But I'm really excited to have Boni Luby and her family on today from their Horse and Cow pubs. They are live, and they are joining us to tell us about their product that has had acclaim, notoriety, and connected people, united people in sips and spirits, toasts, and moments of conviviality for decades. We're thrilled that you're here to join us today. Boni, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You know, I love when we get to talk to people who are actually practitioners of the conviviality arts, hospitality at its finest. You and your husband, Mike, have been proprietors of the Horse and Cow pubs for some time. Tell us a little about the story of the pub and the culture that you've cultivated around you.
Well, Mike's father, Jimmy Luby, and he was known as the Godfather, and he was the founder of the Horse and Cow, 1953, in downtown San Francisco on Ellis Street. Right after World War II, all the submarines were home ported there, and they started coming into his establishment, and over the years it evolved into home away from home for our submariners. And Mike started working for him right as he became of age, 21. And in the 80s, he was working for his father in Vallejo at the Horse and Cow there. And that's where Nuke Waste was developed. It's green, it glows. Submarines are nuclear powered, and everything evolved from there. And the guys have been drinking it for over 30 years now.
Now, I'm not going to ask you what the secret ingredient is, and I'm not going to ask you about your proprietary formula, but we've got to go back in time to the 1970s when nuclear-powered submarines came into existence, and they were very much a part of an international awareness and culture of the moment. And if anybody's ever been on a submarine, I've not had the fortune to be on a submarine, but the USS Tucson is a submarine that actually I know a little bit more about, and I have friends that have been on it.
Oh, nice.
And it's a very efficient use of space. In other words, there's not a lot of room down there, and there's a lot of intensity. And so when it's time to get off the ship, it's really important to have a place to go, like the Horse and Cow. Will you talk a little bit about how, when this new place was developed originally, that you were able to capture that moment so brilliantly, and how in this current era it became the product that you're introducing us to today?
Well, back in the 80s, the guys were drinking schnapps. And do you remember the schnapps era?
Yeah.
Peach schnapps, root beer schnapps, any kind of schnapps that you could think of. There were hundreds of them. And Mike was just sick and tired of drinking schnapps. So he sat around the bar one night with the guys. They came up with this. It is a corn-based neutral grain spirit, and some lemon, lime, melon, bold flavors. And so they all sat around, well, what are we going to call it? And it was just fitting for the time, for sure. And like you said, when you're in a tube in the sea for months at a time, and you get to breathe fresh air again, there's a little bit of letting loose going on. And so Nuke Waste was just the perfect for them. It's been a binding shot for them over the last 30 years. For sure.
And I wanted to talk about the fact that the tradition at sea is a long-standing one. And it was really that nuclear era when the British Royal Navy, which for hundreds of years provided the mariners in service to the Royal Navy a daily ration of rum called a tot. And it was in the nuclear era that the tot went away because they thought it best not to give active duty sailors a pint of rum when in command of a nuclear device. And of course, that was Black Tot Day, right?
Yeah. But
this is different.
Being shy. I'm putting him on. He's right here.
Well, I'm not being shy.
Yes.
Hey, Mike.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, come on, stop dressing me and
can't
undressing.
see him.
That's fine.
I want to come and hang out with you guys. This is great, but I want to come in person. Let's talk a little bit about how this transition into this new era. The tradition of shots is actually a global one, and it's a celebratory one. And when you've been on a, as you said, in a tube for months, not only do you want to breathe the fresh air, you want to celebrate the fact that you actually made it. I mean, there's a very
came back alive.
Mike, talk a little bit about how that heightened sense of gratitude and celebration is really at the root of this product.
Well, when you go to sea, generally there's a lot of new people on the boat, a lot of people that don't know each other. After being at 3 months at sea, especially in tight quarters on a submarine, you either actually become really good friends and everybody is really tight on the submarine. Everybody knows everybody's family. Everybody knows everybody's quirks. I mean, because you're living in such a tight space, you build a camaraderie. And then while you're also underway, you also have to consider your life is in, when you're not on watch, they go to an 18-hour day. So 3 shifts when they're undersea. And when you're in the rack for your 6 hours, you have to rely on everybody else to do their job to keep you safe, because the sea is not forgiving at all.
No.
I mean, the sea is tough. You give it the chance and it'll take you. Yeah. And there's so many things that can go wrong. The O2 generators can go down, which makes oxygen. The nuclear power plant can scramble.
Right.
There's so many things that can go wrong. And so it builds a really tight community with these guys. These guys are tight.
So then they
and when they walk in,
they come in not one at a time, but they come in groups. Like a whole section will come in, the A gang section or the CS or the cook section will come in, and they'll come all in and they drink like they're family. And they come in and they drink hard and they want to get their freak on.
So I want to talk about this product called Nuke Waste. Is that the name of the shot itself?
Yes.
What do they order when you come? So if I were to come, if any of our listeners and audience are going to come to one of the Horse and Cow Pub locations, what are they going to order? And what is the best way to order a shot of this to get the maximum experience, like you two are one of the crew?
Well, you come in and you go, give me 10 shots of Nuke Waste.
Is that per person or?
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Give me 15 shots of Nuke Waste for my guys.
Or they'll ring a bell and then they'll buy a round for the whole bar.
Wow.
When you come in, if somebody rings the bell, then they buy a round for the whole bar.
We got a question from the audience. Where can we get this product?
Well, currently we're in the state of Michigan, and we have some distribution in Washington State. We're in Hawaii, Guam, and the NEX across the planet.
Really?
Range, yes.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about, do you chill it and then serve it in a shot glass? Do you serve it in a fancy glass? How does it come when it's poured?
Straight in a shot glass. Yeah, just straight in a shot glass like this.
Yeah.
Or I prefer when I'm not with the buddies and drinking hard, I prefer it over the rocks and just sip it. And there's so many ways you can drink it. It depends on flavor and taste and what the person likes. But I call it a binding shot, kind of like schnapps.
Yeah.
Because everybody can be drinking something different. Everybody can have a shot of this and then go right back to what they're drinking.
Well, I'm gonna raise my glass to you.
I'll raise mine to you too.
And what is the house toast at the moment when you're sharing a sip of the Nuke Waste?
Well, there's several of them. There's some R-rated ones, some X-rated ones. There's
I can go for an R-rated one. What's the best one? What is the best one that you feel embodies?
Okay. R-rated.
Well, no, let's not do that because I'm trying to be somewhat politically correct. But it's
what's
generally
the toast that shares the conviviality and camaraderie of these people coming together that are in service?
It is submarines once, submarines twice. Mess with us and pay the price. We go up and we go down. We don't even mess around. Auga, auga, dive. And then let me ring the bell while we're real quick.
And we'll ring the dive alarm. And then down the hatch.
And then everybody
Down the hatch.
Cheers.
Another traditional toast that we say, a little bit more simpler version, is from the heart.
From the heart.
This is the submariners chant that they've been saying for centuries.
And that's the PG version, so I'm trying to be politically correct.
Well, thank you both very much. What I've done here is I've made a shot and I've just put a little bit of Prosecco and a dark cherry from my friends at Filthy Foods. This is a filthy black cherry, filthy dark cherry.
Okay.
So I call this the cherry bomb because you can't think of nuclear waste and not think of the nuclear bomb. So I thought of how could I create a sip that would be just a little bit lighter for summertime. And so I've created the cherry bomb in honor of this.
Well, thank you.
That we get to share.
Also, it's there's many ways you can mix this thing. You can drink it, soda water, 7-Up, Sprite. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can mix with it. It just depends on your taste.
Hard seltzers.
Well, what I did is I also made it as a highball.
Wow.
And
Okay.
this is a hand blown cactus Nuke Waste colored glass, but I've did it as a highball because in the summer months, you really want to have that long, cool, tall, and all those citrus flavors that you've put in it, that little bit of melon. I almost get a hint of pineapple. I don't know if there's pineapple in it, but there's something beautiful about the way that those flavors come together. And it really just gives it that light, bright quenchability. And that's, I'm going to argue, this is a great way to have a companion quenching sip to the celebratory shot.
Yes. Yes.
And then one last thought. When we go back to the tradition of maritime shore leave and the idea of toasting with your buddies and celebrating the moment in time, one of the things that really touches me is that wherever you go in the world, whatever side of the peace treaty you're on, there's a tradition of toasting with a small shot. And it's a European tradition in the schnapps, and we all understand what it means at this point.
Yes.
I love that you're sustaining that tradition. And I hope you don't mind that I've taken your shot and I've given it a couple other iterations.
Love it all. We love it.
In our
I was
store,
thinking of this as a companion sip.
Yeah.
But on its own, it's delicious. It's great on the rocks for sure. It does make a lovely cocktail, and play around with it too. But if you have in this moment in time something to be grateful for, and I will argue that we all always have something to be grateful for, it's time to revive the tradition of the shot.
I agree.
I love the
I've had several with the Japanese, the South Koreans, the Australians in our restaurant in Guam. They frequently visit the island, and they're all aware of this, and they all drink shots together. Even though at one point in time we were in war with the Japanese, we are really friendly with them now. And when they come into my place and they present banners, plaques, and we drink Nuke Waste, and I drink the soju with them and everything else that they have, the sake, the habusaki. They bring a bottle and I bring this, and we all share it together.
Yes. I want to actually pay one other small tribute before we wrap up today. My engineer is a veteran of service to our country, and I am always grateful that these shows can happen with his great commitment, expertise, and service to our industry as well as to our country. So I'm going to raise a glass to everyone in service and to the veterans of service to this country, and to you, Mike, Boni. I'm touched by being here with you. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you, Jennifer, for having us. Grateful.
Nuke Waste Spirits. Oh, by the way, can I buy this online?
We're right here. About to have it.
We're
and
close.
If all goes well, it'll be coming from Izzy's in the Bronx, New York. So stay tuned.
Fantastic.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Down the hatch.
Cheers. From the heart.
From the heart. Cheers. It's actually so delicious. And we were joking before we got started today that I'm so old that this kind of color of a spirit is very much from the time when I was young. So it's like a reminiscence for me. So
the same for me, and the rule of thumb is green drinks aren't a big seller today. Well, I'm there to beg the difference on that one.
We're back.
Thanks to you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Nuke Waste Spirits. Boni, Mike, thank you so much. And if you're anywhere, tell everybody where the Horse and Cow pubs are located. Maybe that's the best and easiest way to find you.
Well, right now we only have 2 locations, one in Bremerton, Washington, and then the other one is in Guam, the territory of Guam, USA, in the middle of the ocean. Because every time you tell somebody in Guam, they go, "Where the hell is Guam?"
They know now.
Yeah,
we're on the map.
They know.
Yeah. That's why
Guam's a long way. Bremerton in Washington would be the easiest place to get to if you really want to get the experience of Nuke Waste and the Navy and the Horse and Cow and the submarine fleet. You can get it right here at the Horse and Cow.
A lot of memorabilia here in the building, in both locations.
It's so lovely to be here with both of you. Thank you so much, and stay safe and well.
Thank you again.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer.
Cheers. The 2021 Proof Awards are coming up. We hope you will be joining us in just a few months as the best of the best come together. If you want more information about the Proof Awards, proofawards.com, or you can look in the pages of Proof Magazine. Proof Magazine, the sister and companion publication of Food and Beverage Magazine, is the industry-leading publication about the spirits industry with over 14 million readers a month. We love sharing our finds and our friends with you and with them. Thank you all so much. I'm Jennifer English. I'm the editor-at-large of Proof Magazine. I'm a judge at the Proof Awards, but most proudly today, I am the host of Proof Live. And as we wrap up this edition, I say from the heart. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whether you are thinking about becoming a restaurateur or you are already in the business, Michael Politz has written a must-read, Whether you are thinking about becoming a restaurateur or you are already in the business, Michael Politz has written a must-read, The Food and Beverage Magazine's Guide to Restaurant Success. Pick up your copy today at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, or wherever fine books are sold.
Need a push getting your emerging spirits, wine, or beverage brand into the hands of consumers? Interested in winning a double gold award? Proof Awards, the ultimate beverage competition where all judges are beverage buyers, can jumpstart your campaign. Enter the Proof Awards. It's time to get your spirits, wines, and cocktail mixers the attention they deserve. Take advantage of the Proof Awards exposure and marketing program with Food and Beverage Magazine. It's all about putting your bottle into the right hands. Your brands will be tasted and rated by judges that are all beverage buyers for bars, nightclubs, resorts, casinos, liquor stores, big box retail, and many beverage distributors from across the U.S. Enter your spirits, wine, or beverage brand today. Hundreds of categories to choose from. One simple way to sign up. Visit www.proofawards.com. That's www.proofawards.com. And follow the Enter portal into our competition.